Hello, and welcome to the Halloween special of How to Train Your Gavin. It's that time of year again, where the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. All Hallows Eve is fast approaching, and to celebrate, I am spending 3 nights at the most haunted castle in England, Chillingham Castle. Chillingham Castle is a medieval castle filled with torture and death, and the apartment I'm staying in has its own death-filled history. Join me in this haunting adventure, and let's hope that we both make it out of this alive. Enjoy. Hi everyone, welcome back to How to Train Your Gavin. I'm in a spooky castle. I'm in a spooky haunted castle right now. I don't know what's come over me, I really do not. But yes, I have just arrived at Chillingham Castle, and Chillingham Castle is considered one of the most haunted places in England, if not the most haunted castle in England. And in this video, I will be staying 3 nights here to read horror books. And I do have my own apartment. I have booked this apartment, which is apparently the biggest and the most haunted apartment in the castle. The castle has just closed for the day, so it's really eerily quiet right now. I'm kind of regretting my life decisions a little bit. I'm so excited though, I am so excited. But before I dive into this vlog, I do want to thank today's sponsor, which is Serious Readers. Ah, you thought you saw the last of me. I returned from the dead to tell you about an alternative to candelabras. Very important stuff. Now this will really save our melted wax, so I can blow these out. Don't want to set the fire alarm off. And show you something that's going to revolutionize your life. The Serious Readers light. Now, I wish I had these back in the 1800s. I was actually, okay, serious talk now. I was actually sent this about a month ago, along with a compact light as well, so that I could genuinely tell you my experience with this light. I know I'm totally breaking character here, but this is serious. This is serious for Serious Readers. So Serious Readers is a British company, and the lights that they make are all made within the UK as well. But don't worry, international peeps, you will be able to order one too. And what makes Serious Reader lights stand out from other reading lights is that they use daylight wavelength technology, so that when you're reading, it actually looks like you're still reading in the day. And being in a haunted castle, look, I want it to be daytime 24/7. I am so scared of being in here on the nighttime. But fortunately, my Serious Readers light is making me feel just a little bit more safe. Also, watch this as soon as I open up my book. Boom! It looks like there's magic coming off these pages. And I mean, you can change your brightness and things. So you can make it even brighter or, you know, less bright. But it makes it so much easier to read. So if you struggle reading on a night time, if it strains your eyes, then honestly, like, this has helped so much this past month. Not only that, but it's going to help me read in this castle. So I will be using this throughout my entire stay here. And this is just so completely flexible. Like, one of my favorite things to do is just sit here and do this. Like, it's that flexible. But it means that you can have this anywhere. You can put it by your bed, you can put it in the living room, the kitchen, anywhere you want to go, really. There's just no limit. Look at that. It's literal exorcist right here. But seriously, it has been such a huge help having this by my bed and being able to use it while I'm reading at night. And the compact light that they also sent as well. Oh, revolutionary, absolutely revolutionary. You can have this on your desk, anywhere you want it. The reading lights are extremely customizable as well, which offers so much range and specificity when it comes to your exact needs. So for example, my reading light has a lightweight base, but you can even go for a heavyweight base if you wanted to. I just feel like a lightweight base would have been easier to carry around with me and take to haunted castles, you know? You can pick the body finish as well as the accent finish. You can get 2 headed lights, and you can even get ones that are cordless too. The options are endless. So I do have a link in the description box to my page, and you can order a Serious Readers light through there, and if you use my offer code Gavin15 at checkout, you'll get a free compact reading light. And this is worth £150. £150 and you'll get it for free. And this is super flexible too. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Just makes me want to do this. So I would wholeheartedly recommend getting one of these lights. They have just made reading, especially at bedtime, so much easier. And yeah, don't forget there is a link down in the description box for you. I will still be using this light throughout the video so that you can see how it works and everything like that, and to see if it does keep the ghosts at bay. So a huge thank you to Serious Readers for sponsoring this video. It is sponsors like Serious Readers that make videos like this possible. You know, when I lose my mind and go to random places and scare myself silly, you have Serious Readers to thank for that. So thank you. And now back to the vlog. As I mentioned, I said I was going to be reading some spooky books in this vlog, so these are the books that I'm planning on reading. If I get to all of them or not, it'll depend on how this visit goes, but these are the books that I'm hoping to read in this video. The first one I will probably read tonight, just to alleviate some of the anxiety and the fear that I might be feeling right now, and that is Ghost Stick Private Eye. And this one I believe is some kind of raunchy encounter with a ghost. Now, I don't know if anyone's listening. That's not an invitation. It's not an invitation. I'm going to be buddy reading this with my friend Jess tonight, so I'm really excited to do that. And it's just going to be so good being here as well, reading something funny. I want to start off with something funny. After that, I want to read The Devil's Own Work by Judd. So this one follows Edward, and he is an aspiring writer, and he writes a scathing review of this author's book. And the author is called O.M. Tyrrell, and O.M. Tyrrell invites Edward to his house, but that night when Edward's at his house, O.M. Tyrrell dies, and Edward finds himself a manuscript. And with this manuscript, there is some kind of ghostly lady who haunts this manuscript and anybody who has possession of it. And there are some Faustian themes in this, I believe, too. So this one's going to be really good. And again, super short, so I will get through this very quickly. Then I want to try and get to Whisper by Chang, and this one's translated by Roddy Flagg. So in this one, victims all describe hearing this voice before they die. And we follow a taxi driver whose wife died under mysterious circumstances, and he is trying to find out what happened to her, all the while trying to make sure that he doesn't actually die himself. And then the last one that I'm going to try and get to is The Whistling by Rebecca Netley. This one follows Elspeth, and she is a nanny, and she goes to look after some kids on this Scottish island. There are ghostly happenings, and it's that kind of haunted house story that I think will be perfect to read here as well. So looking forward to giving this one a try too, but I might not get to it depending on how the first 3 books go. But, you know, we're going to try our best. I do want to explore the castle. I want to go to the dungeon. I want to learn more of the history, explore the grounds, and see if I can come across any ghosts, have a paranormal investigation, things like that. There's loads that I do actually want to do in this vlog, but I think that I will, over the next 3 days, have enough time to read these books. So if you thought for 1 minute I would spend 1 minute in this castle sober, you are bloody wrong. A lot of people were tortured and killed here. There was an executioner here called John Sage back in the day, and he was notorious for being one of the most brutal torturers of all time. And I read somewhere that he actually tortured around 7,500 people in 3 years. There were a lot of parents slaughtered here, children rounded up in holes and killed with axes, and there's just so much horrible, nasty, bloody history here. And with that comes a lot of ghosts. I think one of the, and I'm looking at her now, I'm actually a little bit scared. There is the ghost of Lady Mary Berkeley. So Lady Mary Berkeley lived in this castle, and her own husband left her for her sister, and it's reported that she died in this very apartment. And there is actually a portrait of Lady Mary Berkeley right here next to me, so I will show you that right now. But yeah, it's just so heartbreaking to hear about all the stories of the deaths and executions and tortures that happened here in this castle. And for some strange reason, I am here right now. There's so much more to tell you about Chillingham Castle. I do want to sit down and talk to you more about the history and the ghosts, and I want to sprinkle that in throughout the vlog, so I will have little bits of history and really interesting things to say about this place as the vlog goes on. I don't want to eat your ear off right now. I don't want to get straight into it. I want to give you a tour. Of the grey apartment. It's getting darker, so I need to do this tour before it gets too dark, and I also will be doing a tour with my patrons like very, very soon, so I need to do this, and I'm just like so excited to show you guys. It's so beautiful, but also like really haunting in here. So this is the courtyard, which I will explore properly at another time. It's just like really eerie right now. There are mannequins up there as well. I don't know if you can see them. That's quite creepy. But yeah, this is the courtyard. It's all closed now. No visitors. But this is the entrance to my apartment. God, it's so creepy. So you come in here, and you come up these spiral staircases. Gosh. go up some more. And the stairs get so much more, like, narrower here. This is my apartment. The door is quite small. I have to bend down. There are more stairs going up. I'm not too sure what's up there. So, welcome. This is the entrance. Firstly, we do have a bathroom. May as well show you the bathroom first. Bathroom's alright. We have the piece de resistance, if that's how you say it. This is the main living area. This is the main living space. And I will take you straight down here. We'll work our way up. So, behind this is another door. This is emergency only, so that has to stay hidden. This is where I will probably most likely spend a lot of my time in this vlog, is admiring this gorgeous thing up here. Beautiful, above the log fire, which I can put fire in, but at the same time I'm a little bit scared of doing anything with fire. But yeah, this is the other side. This is how it looks from this angle. Wow. So scary. This is where I showed you before with the courtyard. You can really see. So I am overlooking the courtyard. We have some books here as well. We have the complete plays of Bernard Shaw, King in Straw Black House, A Woman Called Fancy, Art of Travel. We have Billy McCoy, Christopher Cully. Don't really know what that is. We have British Encyclopedia, Run Before the Wind. Oh, it looks like there's different things in there, but that's what's in there. The Land of the Rainbow by Violet Mason. Cool. Like another little table there. We have a trumpet as well. We have a trumpet there. The dining area where I will be able to have breakfast and things. We have this like little seating area up here too, which is like so nice and so pretty. A little, is that like a banjo or something? We have this too, horns, not 100% sure why. We have a mirror, hey, castle. We have just like really interesting things here. And this is the front of the castle actually. This is the entrance of the castle down there. So there's also, coming back over here, there is also this cabinet, which doesn't really have anything in, I think. I can't open the other door to this. This side's locked. I can't open this, but there's this cabinet. Oh, can't open that. Yeah, nothing in there. Anything in here? Oh. Is that what I think it is? Is there actually a... Oh my god. Wow. Oh my god. I feel like I shouldn't. We're going to ignore this for now, but I cannot believe that was in there. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's a spider. It's a fake one though. Oh, fucking hell. That's actually terrifying. It actually moves. Oh, that's scary. That is scary. Okay, closing that. Okay, moving on. We have like a little table here overlooking the courtyard. Again, probably do a lot of my laptopy stuff there. We have this thing here, which has my thing on. Open it up. I don't think I will use anything that's in here. No thanks. This is Lady Mary Berkeley. There is a huge portrait of her. There is also this over here in the kitchen area. Just some Chillingham cattle, I think. We have... I can't tell who that is. We have another portrait there. And we have this fella up here. It doesn't say who it is anywhere. But yeah, he's up there. The kitchen's pretty nice. I have stocked up, learning my mistake from going to the cabin in the middle of nowhere. I've got my alcohol, food, milk. Also, how to train your Gavin to leave his coffee machine at home. Definitely be having a coffee later. Also, the ceiling is gorgeous. Have you seen the ceiling, the wood beams and everything? Oh, this whole place is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So, let's go down the hall to the bedrooms. We have like lots of paintings and things on the walls here as well. You can really feel the history, and it's a little bit scary that don't leave. That'll come in handy, let me tell you. This is the twin room. So, again, hi. Absolutely gorgeous. This overlooks the gardens. So, look at that view. Look at that beautiful view. Absolutely stunning. This whole apartment is stunning, but in a really creepy, haunting way. Just a little bit scared by it, I'm not gonna lie. And the sun's starting to set, so it's starting to get that really haunting kind of glow to it. But let's go into the master bedroom. This is the bedroom where I'll most likely be sleeping. Definitely feels very authentic with the 4-poster bed. The one thing that scares me though, well, a lot of things scare me, but one thing that scares me a lot is that there is a lot of space under the bed. So when I'm sleeping, I'm going to be terrified. This is Mary Wakefield, but that's from 1975, so quite recent. Quite recent. There is a little corner here. We've got some chairs. And we have this corner also overlooking the courtyard. Very chilling. And again, mannequins. So cool. Yeah, this is the entire master bedroom here. We have a big fireplace here, which is really stunning yet again. There is this big cabinet thing. I don't know what's in here because the door's locked, and also this is in front of it, so I can't get in anyway. We have the dressing thingamabobby. This huge wardrobe too, which makes that sound when you open it. And I mean, I don't think I'm going to hang anything up in here, I'm not going to lie. But this is authentic castle. Like, there's a hole at the top there. I love it. I love it. It's honestly so good. We have another portrait in the bedroom too. We actually have a toilet in there. We have dressing table too. And we have another little bathroom in here behind the dressing rail thing. Yeah, it's another little bathroom, which is a little bit weird. There's the tub and then the sink in the tub. Little chair there, just cause. And I mean, the mirrors are phenomenal. The mirrors are fantastic. But yeah, and then this also overlooks the gardens. So yeah. Whew. I think that concludes our grand tour. I think that's everything you need to see. I love it. I love it so much. Terrifying, don't get me wrong, it's terrifying, but it's so awesome. It's so cool. Okay, now I need to do a live show with my patrons to show them this place. And yeah, we're going to get into reading, we're going to get into investigating this place for paranormal activity, we're going to be exploring, we're going to be going outside, and it's just going to be such a great time. So make sure you do stick around to see it. And don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoy, and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, now let's go on an adventure. It's gotten so much darker now. I've just done my Patreon live show, giving the guys the tour. Giving my amazing patrons the tour of the place. I mean, the Wi-Fi doesn't reach the bedroom, so we did lose connection as soon as we got into the bedrooms. But the Wi-Fi in here is pretty great, so that's good. It is so dark outside now, and I do need to film some little bits outside for the very start of the vlog that you would have already seen by now. I need to put the lights on in the bedrooms because the twin bedroom is scarily dark, but I have my little flashlight here. We're going to do this. I'm terrified. I honestly am. This is what it's going to be like when I do my paranormal investigation later. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I just need to turn on at least some of the lamps. It's so dark outside, you just can't see anything. You just can't see anything. But, and I'm just so scared that something's going to come out and grab my foot from under the bed, in all honesty. I have this entire place to myself. God, freaking hell, it was a fly. Jesus Christ, it was a fly. Okay, that's fine. Oh, phew. Turn the other one on. This is going to be so much fun. Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, now it's a bit more homely. Way more cozy and cute. I mean, still terrifying, but, you know. The master bedroom. Still pretty good. I'm going to be constantly paranoid about this thing. Thinking that something's going to be behind it. No, we're good. We are good. Okay guys, I literally just opened the door to my apartment to leave to take a shot of the outside when it's dark. This is what it looks like. Yeah. This is insane. This is fucking terrifying. That's my apartment up there. So I had no idea that this dungeon was open. It's the actual dungeon. This is terrifying. Oh, it's so cold. And that's where people used to get thrown down and left there. There are most likely still bones and so much down there. Jesus. There are some freaky noises in here. I think it's time to go. I think it's time to go. Oh, Jesus. Fuck. That's terrifying. Join me in this haunting adventure, and let's hope that we both survive the night. What the fuck is that? I'm sorry, but there was actually something tapping behind me. I don't know if you heard that. I can't say shit. I need to round out this intro before I freak the fuck out. I thought I would put my serious readers light so that I would feel just a little bit safer. Yeah, I feel like the hauntings are already starting. So this light, seriously, I need it right now. At least to trick my mind that it's, still daytime and not actually in the middle of the night. I also slipped into something a bit more comfortable. I thought it would be best to bring pajamas. Usually I sleep in the nude, but I don't think the ghost would appreciate that. Would you? I'm also nowhere near drunk. This wine genuinely needs to hit quicker. I might down it. But I am about to buddy read Ghost Dick Private Eye with Jess. This is by someone called Peter Derk. There is no description or plot or anything on this, but on the back, sorry, I am just like a little bit paranoid. On the back, it has, "Thanks for buying this book and for skipping straight to the back cover to say my face. That's judgmental and wrong." And that's the author photo. So there isn't actually a description or summary of this book anywhere actually in the book, but online it says, "When you need a detective, call someone else. When you need help, call someone else. When you need someone to smash the bejesus out of a possessed doll, call me." It's going to be just what I need to really bring about a smile on my face and make me feel just a little less scared, So really excited to read this. I'm about to message Jess because she's ready. Right, it's like 67 pages long, but I feel like I'm going to end up reading so much more of it out to you guys. Okay, let's just story time. Let's just read it out loud, okay? Let's just read it together. At least I will keep in the parts that I thought were hilarious. So sit around the campfire. Let's tell a spooky story. When the dame walked into my office, the first thing I noticed was her legs went all the way up to the top of where legs go. Which is good. The second thing I noticed about the dame in my office was that her legs also went all the way down to the floor. Another good sign, fucking hell. Something that's not weird about me is that I'm a paranormal investigator, which is a fancy way to say ghost detective. Wait, I guess that's weird too. Okay, the not weird thing is, this dame came in and there was nothing unusual about her legs. So this dame with her regular kind of legs came into my office, which is a table at Burger King. I picked this particular Burger King for my office because 2 reasons. 1, more than once I've seen someone passed out in the bushes outside, and when that's going on, someone who is quietly using a table as a ghost detector in office doesn't really make the list of priorities. Number 2, they have free Wi-Fi. I don't own a computer, so that doesn't really matter to me. But if I ever did get a computer, I wouldn't want to relocate. It's always good to plan for business growth. I mean, he's got a point. I should also mention, part of what made it so hard to tear my eyes away from her legs was because she didn't have any pants on. I probably should have said that earlier. I'm a pretty good investigator, but the part I'm worst at is when the investigation is over and you have to tell everything that happened. That part I suck at, which is all this book is, so buckle up because you're in for a confusing ride with a drunk driver. Oh, you know what, I relate. This is what this vlog is. This vlog is being led by a drunk driver, and that drunk driver is me. I looked at the rest of the woman who sat in the chair across from me, and it wasn't just her legs that went all the way up. Her eyelashes went all the way up to her eyes. Wait, hang on, what? Her eyelashes went all the way up to her eyes. Her arms went all the way up to her torso. Everything about her began and ended at the spot where it was supposed to. I was pretty sure I was in love. She said, "Are you the guy?" I said, "The guy." She said, "The investigator." And she leaned in closer. "Ghost investigator." I said, "That's me. Did you know you're not wearing any pants?" She said, "Good observational skills. That's a start." The succubus is coming into our bedroom almost every night. She sleeps with my husband. Do you mean she sexes on him or that he sleeps next to him? I say stuff like sexes because I can pretend it's a technical term for ghost sex and show my authority. Oh. I wonder if I'm going to get sexed tonight. Guys, I'm not sure I'm feeling this one, to be honest. What am I reading? What am I reading? I see how in the bedroom there's sheets and pillowcases that match and don't have Spider-Man on them, and I jam most of my fist in my mouth. We wait what feels like forever, long enough that the lady gets over her revulsion and rubs my back to try and calm me down until I close my eyes and accidentally say, "Thanks, Mom." She stops then, which makes sense. But the shortest path to feeling better is putting someone else down. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I don't know if I would go with that advice, but you do you. The husband pulled out and finished on the succubus's face. Oh my god. I don't know if that's important to the story or not. No, it's really not. It's all out there now, and like they say, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Which I always assumed meant you can't put the cum back in the dick. Which I found to be very true. After the cum part, see earlier description for more details, the succubus got up and left. We use these big microphones that kind of look like dicks. And we plug them into these recorders that also look like dicks. The microphones looking like dicks makes sense to me because a lot of microphones sort of look like dicks. But why the recorders look like dicks, that part I'm not sure about. It might be another test to see if we're ready to be ghost detectives. If we're mature enough that when we see something that looks like a dick, we don't have to run around and tell everyone about it. This is pretty shit. It's not even making me laugh. Ugh. Where is the ghost dick? Show me the ghost dick. I've almost finished my second glass. Oh, what a shit book. Oh my lord, it wasn't even funny. There were a couple of moments, I'll give it that. But that was so bad. And the perfect poo's bad, but in a really funny way. That just didn't even hit the spot. Jess, this was shit. I was expecting a laugh, and y'all are laughing at me. I wanted to see some ghost dick. Ghost dick private eye. Ghost dick private eye, this says. Bullshit. That's the last time I buy a book based on the title alone. Why does it look like there's something behind that curtain? Can you hear that? That's the bell that goes off every hour. On the hour. It's a radiator. Okay. I must have forgot that was there. But it genuinely looked like someone was behind the curtain there. See, I'm not just thinking that, am I? It looks like there's something behind that curtain. Oh, God. Sorry, I forgot. This is where my paranoia really comes out. First night. Oh, my God. I am currently on reading sprints with Liv and Lexi. We are doing them for Patreon. Me and Liv both surprised Lexi with it because Lexi had no idea. Oh my god. It was so funny. Anyway, I decided instead of reading the next shortest book that I have, I thought I would break it up a bit and go to one of the thicker books so that I can, put them between them. Not have all of the bigger books to read at the end, essentially. So I've been really wanting to read Whisper next. Actually, I've been wanting to read this ever since I picked it up, I think back in April. So I'm going to read this one. I think I've already told you what it's about in the introduction, so I won't rehash that, but I will come in with some thoughts and my feelings on this book too. And I doubt I'm going to get any sleep anytime soon, quite honestly. I've almost finished my first bottle of wine. I don't know if you can see that, but that's how much I got left in the bottle. So I'm definitely going to finish that. I'm going to read this on these reading sprints. And I'm not going to lie to you, I have been hearing noises left, right and centre. And I don't know if it's just the place settling or what, but there are noises that happen, and the later it gets, the more worried I am about going to bed. And not just that as well, but the bell that happens almost on the hour is still happening, and the last one was at 11 p.m. If that's going to happen all night, I swear I won't be able to sleep. Because if that's going to go off every hour, it's an honestly chilling sound. It makes my blood run cold. So let's read a horror. I do wonder if we're going to get any sleep tonight. The bed is very comfortable, not going to lie. And I'm trying to watch Ali stream on Twitch as well, but the internet's shocking in this room. So it keeps freezing. Right, okay, so I am 36 pages into Whisper. And I'm already feeling like I might DNF it. So a couple of things that caught my attention. I mean, one, it's just very hard to read when the protagonist, the main character, is extremely abusive. So trigger warnings for domestic abuse. But the main character's wife, it says about her, Singing felt as if she'd been punched in the chest. It hurt more than when Shisheng actually hit her. And Shisheng is her husband. And some of the chapters where he's been talking as well, he's talking about how ugly his wife is now and how she would be so much better if she was just prettier, or like if her nose was straighter. And I don't know if maybe it's the translation or what, but the main character, I don't think I could read a book with a main character like that. He's just so misogynistic, he's abusive, and I can't root for somebody like that. I really can't. I mean, I'm not really feeling it anyway. There have been some questionable lines. An angry heat burned in her, much like last week's bladder infection. I like this line though. I can't really say that. I liked this line though. The floor was sticky, looked like it might be spunk. So, like, there are some positives. But so far, I don't think I can read when a main character is like that. It's so hard to read. So I might put it down. I might read something else tomorrow and save Whisper for last, just to see if maybe I do end up liking it. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get much sleep tonight. And I am still scared of the fact that anybody could be hiding under the bed. You know? There isn't, is there? No, there isn't. It's also lovely that we have these curtains here, but it's also a little bit creepy that you open them and there's like this whole kind of like room in here. It partitions it. Oh, is that a light on down there? I think that room down there might be the dungeon, because I'm looking into the courtyard right now. I think that might be a dungeon, like part of the dungeon. And also just having this here, blocking off the view from here, is a little bit spooky. It's like when I can't say something, if I can't say everything in the room, then something bad's going to happen, right? But I mean, I still absolutely adore the bed. The bed is still so fantastic. Also, somebody did mention something about covering mirrors in your room. So I'm going to do that. There we go. The mirror is covered. I think that's the only mirror in here. I mean, actually, there's all of these here, but it's blocked off, so I can't see them. But yeah, oh crap. There's another one up there. And there's no way I can cover that. Oh. Well, I covered one of them up. It's got to amount for something. So wine does usually make me very tired. And I can usually sleep pretty well after having a bottle of wine, because I did finish the bottle. I'm not really feeling tired right now, and it's nearly 2 a.m. So we're going to see how I get on. I might read something else in bed. Oh, did I? I don't think I brought any of the other books in here, and I'm not going back out there. I'm not going back out there tonight, so looks like I'm just going to hopefully sleep.
It is a Spooky Castles edition of Morbid.
Castles.
And let me tell you, this one is gnarly. My castle is outrageous. It's got lots of moida.
Ooh.
It's got people hidden behind walls. It's got ghosties. It's got hanging trees. It's a lot. So my castle today is Chillingham Castle.
Was it chill?
It's not chill at all. It's probably the most unchill castle that has ever castled.
It has no chill?
Zero chill. Zero. It's like, ooh, chilling. It has been referred to as, and this was by a priest there, as the embodiment of evil.
Ooh,
so there's that. It's said to be like the most haunted castle in Europe. Like,
damn.
It's got a lot of titles. I had no idea the depths of which this castle is. Just soaked in tragedy.
Oh.
Good morning. You're probably wondering how I slept last night. Actually, I didn't sleep too bad. I didn't get to sleep until about 3 a.m. And then around about 4 a.m. I woke up to go to the toilet. And then it took me a little while to get back to sleep. I woke up again at 8. and I was kind of just lying there. I was just lying in bed until around about like 9, and I just decided to get up. So I didn't have too much sleep, but let me tell you, I definitely got a little bit more sleep then when I was at the cabin. I feel like I was a lot more scared at the cabin for some reason, even though this place has like so much bloody history and it is haunted. It's haunted by so many ghosts. But for some reason, when I was in that cabin, I just felt it may be because I was in the middle of nowhere and there was absolutely nobody else around, and it just I don't know, I don't know how to explain it, but like I didn't feel too bad last night, so that's good. That will probably change tonight when I do my paranormal investigation. Can you imagine doing a paranormal investigation and then having to go and sleep in that place? It's not going to be easy, so I'm kind of dreading tonight, but also I'm really excited. But this morning, I got up, made breakfast, made myself a coffee with my smashing coffee machine, and then I was listening to the Morbid podcast because my friend Alison sent me a message last night saying, Morbid have a new episode up, and it covers Chillingham Castle. I was like, well, what are the odds? That's where I am right now. So I listened to it this morning and I learned so much about this castle from that podcast. I mean, some stuff I knew, but like some stuff was great to go back over and like get an insight into what happened. So I do want to talk to you about like some of the history of the castle, but like mainly to do with the hauntings, the torture, the murder, and everything that happened here. So what I think is probably very important to know context-wise is that Chillingham Castle was built on the border of England and Scotland. So there were a lot of border wars happening. So this place was used as a fort, a monastery, and a prison. In 1298, King Edward I of England decided that Chillingham Castle would be the base of a campaign against Scotland. So a lot of Scottish people were brought here to be tortured and murdered. And so I think I briefly mentioned him in the introduction. We have the infamous torturer John Sage. John Sage is an evil, evil man. Evil man. He would torture and kill up to 50 people a week. He had like a lot of free reign on the torture that he did here. He designed the dungeons so that the floor would be slanted, so that all of the blood from the people who he would torture would conveniently run to one side of the room just to make it easier for him. But like, just it's so sinister to have that. Like, yeah, it's slanted because the blood would run and it wouldn't get in the way. And it's just, ooh, it's chilling. But the original dungeon is actually closed off. There is still a dungeon here that I can go and visit today, but the original dungeon did actually used to be open to the public years and years and years ago. And a group did a seance in there and something terrible happened. Nobody knows what it is though. I don't even know what it is. I was trying to search online for what actually happened, but no one's saying what happened during the seance. But apparently it was something so dark and evil that they've closed it off ever since. And not one single person is allowed in the original dungeon. So I'm a little bit scared about that. It's underneath the tea room, apparently. Like, that's where the original dungeon was. And the tea room is just opposite of my apartment. And I'm just, like, so curious about it, and just the fact that nobody knows what happened is like, it just makes me that much more interested in it. So John Sage was actually very inventive as a torturer as well, and he would try and create his own methods of torture. He would still do the, the originals, he would do the rack and the Iron Maiden and loads of stuff like that. And as well as, he would have these cages with rats in them, and he would starve the rats and put them on people and heat the cage up so that the rats would burrow themselves inside the victim of whoever has this cage on them. It's gruesome stuff. But one of the things that John Sage made himself, and I learned this from the Morbid podcast, is that he made a barrel. He would have this barrel and it had nails inside of it all around the barrel, and he would place somebody in this barrel and seal it up and push this barrel from one side of the torture chamber to the next and keep doing that until the victim inside was skinned alive. And he would constantly test out different things on different people. And a lot of the, people who were tortured here as well were kids. He had no qualms about murdering women or children or anyone. He would just, I don't know what happened to this man in his life, but he was probably the most sadistic person I've ever heard of. I think the most chilling thing for me personally with John Sage is that when the War of Independence ended, they weren't sure what to do with all of the rest of the prisoners here in Chillingham Castle. So John Sage decided that he would... Oh my god, it's just a dog, thank god. Yeah, I keep hearing things. John Sage decided that he would round up the prisoners and he would take all of their children and he would make the kids stand at the windows, and down in the courtyard below, he would get his men to burn their parents, their siblings alive, and he would force the children to watch. And then he took an axe and he butchered the children so that they wouldn't leave the place. They wouldn't be able to grow up and get revenge on him, because he was paranoid that they would grow up and they would want revenge for him killing their families. So yeah, there was this huge bonfire in the courtyard, so many people died, and the axe that John Sage used to kill these children is on display in the castle as well. So I will be having a little look at that today too. I kind of want to tell you how John Sage met his end as well, because I feel like we need a little bit of a happy ending to this, because like John Sage just chills me to the bone, and I feel like saying his name right now is kind of giving him power, and I'm a little bit scared because he is one of the ghosts that apparently haunt this place. So one evening, Sage killed his lover Elizabeth Charlton, strangling her during a sex game on the rack in Chillingham's torture chamber. So he was feeling very kinky in that fucking torture chamber, the dirty fucking bastard. And he accidentally strangled his lover as they were having sex. But unfortunately for Mr. Sage, Elizabeth's father was the leader of a powerful group of warriors who plagued the borderlands but were vital to the fight against the Scots. Elizabeth's father gave the king an ultimatum: put Sage to death or face an attack from a large army. Edward I handed Sage over to justice. So John Sage was sentenced to hang at Chillingham but was torn apart while he was still alive. It is said that Elizabeth's father gathered a mob who strung Sage up and mutilated him slowly, cutting off his nose, testicles and toes as souvenirs. He was left to die from his injuries as the crowd watched on, occasionally taking a piece of him for their morbid collection. So at least John Sage met his end. Like, that's justice. That is justice. But also, the fact that he still haunts this place is chilling me to the bone. Visitors at Chillingham Castle report feeling overwhelming sadness when they go to the Edward room where the kids were butchered. And I am planning on trying to go into that room today and see how I mean, I'm most likely going to feel sad just by default, because I feel awful, absolutely awful about what happened to these kids. It's just like this whole place is just bathed in blood. Apparently you can smell the blood still to this day. There is a coppery kind of smell in the air whenever you enter these rooms where so many people died. There are again a few ghosts in Chillingham Castle, so I will talk about these ghosts. So we have the Radiant Boy, also known as the Blue Boy. He can be seen in the castle's pink bedroom, which is a private room now. The owners have that and it's theirs, so you can't go into it. But it's very, very haunted. His heart-rending cries of fear and pain echoes through the corridors each night upon the stroke of midnight. Throughout the years, the cries always seem to emanate from the same spot. A figure of a young boy dressed in blue would approach those sleeping in the room. But during the 1920s, the castle was in a really bad state and the owners decided to work on some renovations. While they were working in the pink bedroom, they made a gruesome discovery. There was a skeleton of a young child found bricked up in the wall, together with a large number of documents. So it said that this young boy was sealed in this wall with these documents because it seemed like he was going to reveal something about them. And so in order to protect themselves, some people, I don't know who, sealed this boy up to prevent him from releasing these documents or talking about these documents. And there's evidence that shows that he was actually alive while he was walled up, because the workers who found him also found numerous scratches on the inside of the walls. There was a medical team who studied the body as well, and they found the bones on the tips of the boy's fingers were gone. Testament to how much time and effort he had spent scratching solid stone trying to get out. And you know how people reported seeing this ghost and this ghost was in blue? All they found on his body was some small decaying scraps of his blue clothing, pointing to him having been a page or high-placed servant. So the boy's remains were given a proper burial not long after, and ever since then the cries have stopped. So like, this is where I really do quite believe in, I'm not 100% sure I believe in the paranormal exactly, but I do believe in like energy. I believe that when a place like this has so much history, that it doesn't just all fizzle out and fade away and just go, you know, especially when you hear about what John Sage did, and even the years after that, the morbid history of the ghosts of Chillingham Castle and what happened to them in their lifetime, it's like, I just don't believe it just disappears. I don't believe it just goes away, you know? So I do quite believe it. And another one who I mentioned as well, and I showed you the portrait of, was Lady Mary Berkeley. One thing that I discovered recently, and I didn't say this during the introduction or anything like that, is that when Lady Mary Berkeley was alive, she actually had a daughter, and her husband, who left her for her sister, also left this daughter under the care of, you know, its mother. And that just makes that story that much more heartbreaking. So, yeah, I thought I would mention that the Grey Lady, or Lady Mary Berkeley, she is one of the sad phantoms that haunt the castle. I think they said there's 3 sad phantoms: Lady Mary Berkeley, the Blue Boy, or the Radiant Boy. But there's also the White Pantry Ghost and the Girl in the Chapel, so that's 4, not 3, I can't count. So there was a footman who was guarding the pantry because that was where they would keep the treasure. And one night, a woman approached him and asked for a glass of water. So this footman, he had no idea she was there, by the way, but like she just like approached him out of nowhere. And he couldn't believe it because he was supposed to be by himself. But, you know, this woman asked for water, so he went to get it. But when he came back, the woman was gone and never saw her again. So, yeah, she's now called the White Pantry Ghost. The same pale, frail, ghostly figure is said to still appear today from time to time. It's been theorised that her longing for water could mean that she had been poisoned or locked away and left to die of thirst. There's also the Girl in the Chapel, so... oh, this is so sad. There were 2 skeletons that were discovered bricked up and buried deep in an underground vault directly underneath the chapel. A 3rd skeleton belonging to a young girl was also found sometime later, only a bit further away from the other 2. Many believe she was hiding and died of hunger and thirst, but exactly why and from whom she hid, we have no idea. Her ghost is said to haunt the chapel frequently. Visitors have reported a chilly presence who tugged at their hair and clothes, trying to get their attention, maybe to communicate with them and tell them something. So yeah, I remember watching Amy's Crypt, and she was talking about this story as well, and like how she would, like, this ghost isn't malevolent or anything, she's like very playful, and she'll play with your hair, and sometimes it will feel like she's sitting in your lap. So yeah, that's I mean, it's chilling, don't get me wrong, like that's still quite scary, but like it's so... it's just heartbreaking. Like, this whole thing is heartbreaking. There's also the hanging trees just outside as well, which I hope to visit today too. And this is where a lot of people were executed and hung. Only one of the trees still remain upright. The other 2 have fallen on their sides, but they're still there. Criminals to be punished by hanging were hung upside down on these trees, sometimes for hours. Their hands have been bound tight with ropes. I also heard in the Morbid podcast that sometimes, I mean, a lot of these people who died were innocent people, right? They were just Scottish, that's it. And sometimes they would hang, like say a mother, they would hang her, and then they would take that mother's hair and hang their children up by the mother's hair. Like, that would be the rope that they used, was the mother's hair. And bear in mind, like, these are really young children. So again, that's just a testament how fucked up this place is, or was. Like, it's not been anything like that in a good 100 years or so, but it's still, it's just, every single time I learn something new, it's just... There is a chapel nearby as well, which again I hope to visit at some point. There is also a lake where a lot of prisoners were thrown into, you know, after they were dead, and like their corpses were put there. So there are a lot of bodies and bones at the bottom of this lake. Beneath the surface of the lake, there is a graveyard full of corpses resting in the deep. It is known that many of the prisoners tortured and killed during the war with the Scots were dumped in the lake. Hundreds, perhaps thousands, rest there, thrown one by one, piling up throughout the years. Some say this is why the lake itself is cursed. Now, if you put your hand in the water, the souls of those who still linger there, tied to their mortal body, will grab it and pull you under with them. So I am putting my hand in no water today, but again, it would be really cool to go and see this lake. So it is not long after 11. Chillingham Castle is open between 11 and 5 to visitors. So I'm going to get myself ready. I'll finish off my coffee. I will explore the castle. I will take you guys with me, of course. We'll explore together. I'm already feeling quite emotional. So this is going to be one heartbreaking journey. Please don't tell me that's the axe that John Sage used on the children. So I said that I would take you to the hanging trees today and show you the rest of the grounds and even the church that's just around the corner too. And there's actually a groundskeeper here who mentioned to my mum yesterday when my mum and Auntie Barbara dropped me off. He said that there is a tomb there that looks like it doesn't belong there. So that's going to be really interesting and terrifying to see. So I'm going to do all that tomorrow because I have so much that I still need to do today. And tomorrow I have a bit more of a chill day so I can go out and explore more then. And I already feel like I've done so much walking around, and I have my paranormal investigation later as well, so I want to make sure that I'm all rested and stuff for that. But I want to show you a little haul that I got from the shop inside Chillingham Castle. I love them so much. Okay, so firstly I got this homemade witch's brew served daily sign that I think will look so cute somewhere in the library of my home. And I don't know, I'll put it up somewhere, maybe on the wall, maybe on the door, somewhere. It'll go somewhere. I also got this cute little cauldron. It's so small and cute. It'll fit on the shelf somewhere. There was a bigger one, but I just didn't think it would fit anywhere on my shelves. But this one is the perfect size. So yeah, I think it's super, super cute. I love me a cauldron. I also got this really nice mug too. You know me, I love me a mug. So this one says, Hello Autumn. And it's so pretty. I'm going to use this tomorrow. I have just made myself another coffee. I think this is my 4th or 5th one today. So I have made myself another coffee as I edit this, well, the intro of this vlog. I thought I might as well. I'm sitting here. I don't really feel like reading right now because I have DNF'd. Oh, I'm going to tell you in a second. This is all over the place. There is still one more thing that I hold from the shop, and that is this. How creepy is that? This is so, like, creepy, but so good. Like, look at that. That's so creepy. So yeah, I got those. That was my Chillingham Castle haul. I'll probably get more things tomorrow. But yeah, reading update. I did DNF Whisper. I really wasn't enjoying it. And I'm so sad because I wanted only books that I was going to love in this vlog. I wanted obscure books, ones that would be terrifying and that I would love because I didn't want this to be a bad vlog. But it turns out the first book I read, Ghost Dick Private Eye, was rubbish. This one, I've had to DNF. I cannot with this main character. I have, where is it? Oh, it's over here. I've got things everywhere, I tell you. I have The Devil's Own Work, which I started reading this morning. I'm only a couple of pages in because then I realised I wanted to listen to that morbid podcast. But this, I'm kind of liking so far, even from just a couple of pages I've read, but I will tell you more about it later. And I do still have The Whistling, which I think I will have time to read, because I want to film a Read With Me Spooky Castle video, which I will do later as well. Sorry, it's quite dark right now. There are actually books here as well. I think I'm going to leave this here. I think I might leave this here so that the next guest who stays in this room can, I don't know, get some kind of joy out of that. I don't know, but yeah, I'm going to leave it here. There are books here, but I think they're mainly non-fiction to do with the area. So we have like the Northumbrians, we have Made in Britain. What are these? Grey 2016 to 2019. Oh my god, it's a diary. Grey 2016 and 17. Oh my god, okay. Right, I've just found this diary thing, right? And I think it's just people who stay in the Grey apartment write down their experiences. On the very front it says, Monday 14th September 2020 at 12 bells precisely. We spent one night in the Grey. Similar description to what other people describe. Banging noise in the four-poster bedroom. Shut the front door, I stayed in there last night. Eerie feelings, etc. Nothing too unusual, a very nice stay. But still, it was Heidi Peltzer, Vancouver, Canada, Chris Crawford, Sunderland, UK. Oh, I'm going to have to go through this. '7th and 8th of April 2014. Second stay at the castle was here 13 years ago. I am desperate to see a ghost, but so far not had the pleasure, although have had some slight personal occurrences over the years. Where we're in the Great Hall, my 12-year-old grandson was upset after hearing someone speak in his ear, and I did catch an orb on one photograph in the torture chamber, but on the whole there wasn't much action on this visit. 22nd of March 2016. We had 11 people split between this room and dairy room. We didn't hear or see anything on the first night, but did get to the hanging trees, and me and a man named Gil that we met heard a twig snap when we were there with our torches of asking ghosts to come forward. That was scary. Oh my god, this actually chills me. Okay, Friday the 20th to Monday, the 23rd of November 2015. My 5th visit to Chillingham, first day in the grey room. Gorgeous rooms, but can't go in the room with the twin beds. Horrible feeling. First night in the 4-poster, I was quiet, had a great sleep. Took pics of the room during the day of the big fireplace. Horrible face appeared in one of them. Saturday night, woke up at 4 a.m. I woke up at 4 a.m. last night as well. Well, this morning even. Felt very uncomfortable and heard wailing. See, I do sometimes hear wailing in the forest, but I just assume it's wild animals. I believe there is wild cattle here, so I just assumed it was that. Sunday early evening now. Noises, bangs, etc. Left my phone on voice record in main bedroom for a bit. Picked up tapping and a growl. I am still unsure if I just dreamt this or not, but twice felt like I was being suffocated. Hubby slept through it even though I hit him. So was I dreaming? Oh, this is terrifying. I slept, or rather stayed, in the 4-poster room. Lay awake hearing the clock chime 11, 12, 1. Between 1 and 2, I experienced the sensation of being unable to move, buzzing in my ears and throughout my body. Although I wanted very much to yell and cry out, I thought that I was crying out. I was not able to make a sound. Oh, this is making me so scared. My partner, Maureen, was ill due to a trapped nerve in her neck and was resting on the 4-poster bed in the main living bedroom. And she was resting, she experienced a touch on her face. I keep hearing a bee, because I can hear buzzing right now. I heard it when I was in the castle, one in the Edward room, and the second time I heard buzzing, it was in the dungeon, and now I can hear buzzing again. Can you hear it? This is the 3rd time I've heard buzzing today. It sounds like it's coming from over there. Now it sounds like it's coming from down here. Now I feel like I'm being followed. Like I've been followed from that room, the Edward room, and then the dungeon. I was showing you these books as well, wasn't I? Okay, sorry. Right, I'm going to quickly show you the rest of these books and then I'm going to get back to my coffee. There is Paranormal Northeast, the ghost stories. That may actually be a pretty cool, insightful read. Ghostly Tyne and Weir, Paranormal Newcastle, Phantoms of the Isles. But we have more diaries. Visitor book, 2011 to 2012. Oh, I wonder... There's that buzzing again. 2012. I wonder if somebody stayed exactly 1 year ago today. So it's currently the 12th, I believe it's the 12th of October today. So 12th of October 2022. Let's have a look. The nearest one is the 11th of October 2012. I stayed here alone last night. Same. Never having visited the castle before. Same. But keen to boast that I'd stayed in England's most haunted. I'm not a big believer, honestly. Took the ghost tour last night and experienced nothing too scary. Mostly it made me glad to be a modern woman, as so many of the stories had to do with girls and ladies being abused, abandoned, so forth. But afterwards I came up and gathered a duvet to watch some TV before sleeping. After sitting there an hour or so, I suddenly heard a loud rumble or murmur from the bathroom. It was enough to startle me fully awake, but I then realised it was the sound of the tap running. This itself would not have bothered me, except that I was sure I turned it off and had distinctly heard it turn on while sitting all the way across the gallery. Didn't sleep for several hours after that, but at midnight it was enough to make me feel quite spooked. And that's excellent, really. It would have been rather shame to stay in the most haunted castle and not feel spooked. This person who stayed exactly 10 years ago, to this date, a tap turned on by itself in the bathroom. That's so cool. What about this one? We've got another one here. This one's 2013. Visitors comment. But there's just so many. There is a lot here, so I'm going to go through these in my own time. And I'm going to leave this one here. Let's see if anybody appreciates it. It's so freaking creepy out here. Gosh. It's so quiet. Well, it was quiet. Oh. Yeah, everything's closed now. It's all closed. So creepy. The dungeon. Oh. Guys, I'm officially freaked the fuck out. So I came back to the room. I thought I would put the lamps on and stuff in the bedrooms ready. And I went into the twin bedroom. It's so dark right now. Right, I've come into the twin bedroom, right, to close the blinds, turn on all the lamps. And I swear I did not say this yesterday. I don't think this was even there yesterday. But you know how I've been hearing buzzing sounds? There are a whole load of dead flies. Oh, and there's a live one there as well, apparently. A whole load of dead flies on the windowsill here in the twin bedroom. And I swear, when I gave the tour yesterday, I did not see any dead flies on that windowsill. And this was clean. This was a really clean apartment. The staff here did a fantastic job of cleaning up. There wouldn't be that many dead flies on the windowsill. There was like 10 dead flies on the windowsill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 dead flies in one live fly in the twin bedroom. Fuck that. I ain't going in there again. I'm gonna go back on the footage. I want to have a look at the tour section where I show you the outside, and I want to kick my... In fact, I've got it imported now. I'm just going to have a look. The lighting's probably like really shit right now. That's fine. Right, I've literally just edited the tour section of this vlog before. I went outside to take a thumbnail, and I met this actually really cute like person, actually. I think he tends to gardens and stuff. He had a dog with him. He looked a little bit like Prince Harry. Oh my god, he was gorgeous. I told him what apartment I'm in, so... I mean, it's really far away right now. Looking at the footage from the tour yesterday, I cannot see a single dead fly on that windowsill. Not a single one. And now there are a bunch of dead flies. I wouldn't have missed it. When I was looking out the window at the gardens, I wouldn't have missed it. I would have saw the dead flies straight away. If they were there yesterday when I did the tour, I would have seen them. I would have seen them this morning when I opened all of the curtains and things. But there are 11 dead flies at that windowsill now. What does this mean? Dead flies symbolism. Throughout the Eastern world, flies are frequently seen as harbingers of death, bearers of pestilence, and companions of evil. I swear I've been hearing buzzing. Firstly in the Edward room, the most haunted room in the castle apparently, and then in the dungeon, and then before, when I was doing my vlog update, I just seemed to be followed by buzzing flies. As an insect, the dead fly is associated with decay and death. Therefore, it may be representing some sort of bad luck or negative situation that needs to be dealt with immediately. This will depend on how many dead flies you see. For example, 1 might represent something small, but 5 would indicate a much larger problem needing attention. What about 11? What about 11 dead flies? Okay, this is freaking me out. I have a video I have to film. The sky's looking pretty beautiful tonight though as the sun's setting. That's a good thing, right? Red sky at night, shepherd's delight. I'm starting to wonder whether a paranormal investigation tonight is a good thing or not. Probably not. Okay, so I was just about to do a paranormal investigation, accidentally cut myself on the... You're gonna laugh. On my pumpkin spice martini cocktail that I'm about to do, because there's absolutely no bloody way I'm doing a paranormal investigation without a martini. But I cut myself open in it, and I don't have any plasters. I don't know if there are any that are in here. I've looked in the drawers, I've looked in the shelves and stuff, but I can't find any plasters. And like, I don't really want an open wound is I'm about to do a paranormal investigation. I mean, I'm not summoning any spirits or anything like that. Don't worry, I'm not using the spirit board. I'm not using the spirit board, I promise. That is not getting touched. I'm still freaked out about the dead flies. And you also have Miss Mel Reeds to thank for me not using it. So I'm having that for this paranormal investigation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off all the lights. So I do actually have a couple of ghost hunting apps to use, as well as this. I'm going to pretend I know what this is. Apparently it's an EMF magnetic field detector. It helps measure the electromagnetic fields to identify high-level emissions. So you turn it on. I'm not going to turn it on right now. You turn it on and the lights will come on. So it'll stay on green. And I think whenever there is some kind of ghostly thing happening, it'll go red. This will go red. Again, I'm an amateur, I don't know these things. But I do, again, also have a couple of ghost hunting apps. So I've mentioned her before, but Amy's Crypt, absolutely love her channel. Amy and her husband Jared have made a couple of apps, ghost tube apps, that really help with ghost hunting, and they use it on their paranormal investigations as well. So what GhostTube does is that it uses your phone's inbuilt magnetometer to detect fluctuations in magnetic and electromagnetic energy. Gosh, it's so hard to say that. I can't really speak. I need more martini. It also has an inbuilt ghost dictionary. So it's filled up with commonly used words. And the words are selected based on readings from the magnetometer. So I'll be using my phone to go around. I mean, you guys will be here as well. Yeah, I'm going to try and just like speak and see if anybody comes through on the magnetometer. On the magnetometer. And see if anything comes up. I also have the GhostTube SLS, and that detects full body apparitions. So it uses dual lenses and intelligent image analysis techniques from your phone. So essentially what that is that I will also be recording. I'll have to do them separately. I will be recording and it will detect if there is like essentially a human figure somewhere. So if a random one appears and there are no explanations as to what it is, like a lamp or something, it might detect a lamp. If there's nothing like that in the area, then it's a goddamn ghost. So I have those two apps as well. So there's a lot to get through. And I'm so fucking scared. I'm going to keep this investigation to the gallery, the lounge, as you will. There's no fucking way I'm going in that twin room later on to do an investigation. Absolutely bloody not. I mean, maybe if I drink more martini and I'm a little bit drunk by then, maybe I'll go into the twin room and investigate there. Definitely not going to do the master bedroom, because I need to sleep in there. And if anything happens in there, swear to God I'm not sleeping until I leave. Not tomorrow night, but the morning after. Look, I do want to sleep at some point. Let's top up the martini. Put you guys in position, and we will start this investigation. Oh, fucking hell. I almost tripped on the rug. Oh, I don't think you can see anything, can you? Can you see anything at all? Like, oh, God, I'm so scared. Okay, let's put on the Ghost Tube app in hope we get some ghost dusty tonight. We're going to investigate the grey apartment. If there is anybody there with me tonight, please know that I am only here for a couple of nights. I do not mean to intrude, and I will be gone. I come in peace. Essentially, I come in peace. No doubt I am more scared of you than you are of me. I welcome you to talk with me tonight. Now, there is a huge chance that nothing will come through. And part of me is hoping nothing comes through, because I'm really fucking scared right now. Lady Mary Berkeley, are you with us? Anything at all?
Undecided.
Undecided what? Undecided if you want to talk with me? Undecided about whether or not you want to let me stay here for another night? What's your name? Oh my God, I've got chills. Absolute fucking chills. Ooh.
Flame.
Flame? Is in the candle? The candles that are on the candelabra? Or Do you mean your husband? Going off with your sister? Was she your husband's flame? Oh my god. I'm shaking. I did have the candelabra on recently. You're absolutely right. I think I accidentally got some wax on the table there. I apologise. I will clean that up before I go. I promise. I do welcome you to talk with me. It's absolutely fine. I don't mind. Did you want me to put on a candle? Is that what you wanted me to do? Is that why you said flame? Okay. I'll put on a candle for you. Is that better? Is that what you wanted? Would you like to show yourself now? I feel like we need to get ourselves better acquainted. Seems like I'm doing all the talking. And you don't really want to come out to play. Do you want me to go outside? Do you want me to go into the twin bedroom? Even though I'm really freaking scared of it. I've tried to summon the spirits in here, but just like me, they never come. Hopefully I'll see you guys on the other side. Oh, no, I wasn't recording. Oh. Okay, just before I clicked record, it said cellar. I can't go into a cellar here. Where is the cellar? When I said, should I go outside? Do you want me to go to the cellar? Guys, I'm going to try going into the twin bedroom and see if anything...
Doll.
Doll? Oh my fucking god. Is there a doll in this apartment? Right. Fuck my life. I'm kind of scared to speak right now. Oh, that doesn't close, does it? When you said doll, did you mean in this room? Now, Ghosty, I'm a little bit scared of this room because of the flies. Last I looked, there were 11 dead flies at this windowsill.
Monster.
Monster? What do you mean? Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's way more than just 11 flies here. Oh. Can you please elaborate? Do you mean me? Am I the monster? Or is there a monster in this room? No, I really don't like being in here. So, should I leave this room? Guys. It's so cold in here, isn't it? It's super cold in here. Or should I just leave this room, close the door, and never come back in? I feel like I need to leave at least one light on in here. At least one. Is that okay? Okay, I'm just going to leave the one light on and I'm going to leave now. Okay? Okay. Good. Let's go back in. Back in here. I'm going to have some martini. The fact that it said monster as I was at the windowsill with the flies, and there were more dead flies than when I counted before. Oh, God, I'm so scared right now. I am so scared right now. Mr. or Mrs. Ghost, do you mind just assuring me that you mean no ill will? Because I don't. I'm just here to enjoy myself GH style, you know what I mean? No. Are you a fan of How to Train Your Gavin? Did you like and subscribe? I bet.
Press.
Press what? Press the subscribe button. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, darling. Press the like button, press the subscribe button. But when you really mean press, what do you mean? What should I press? Should I press the light switch and turn these lights back on because, oh my God, I'm scared.
Am I dead?
Yes. I think. Who are you? What's your name? Can you tell me? Do you know how you died? Oh, look. I figured out how to hold the torch, flashlight, and my martini at the same time. Hey. That's pretty good, isn't it? But when you said monster before in the twin bedroom, that really freaked me out. Is there any chance you can alleviate my anxiety a little bit here? And tell me I have nothing to worry about. I promise it'll be the last thing I ask. Just tell me if I should be scared. Do I need to be scared of you? Do you want me to go outside? Can't even see outside. It's so dark. Wait, my friends. I'm gonna go outside for just a second to see if there's anything worth being scared of. Is there anyone here?
Charles.
Charles? Who's Charles? Is that you? Charles? Are you someone who needs help? Is that your name? Charles. It's nice to meet you, Charles. Is there anything you can tell me about yourself, Charles? Don't be afraid. I'm not. God, it's so cold down here, isn't it, Charles? So cold. I'm still in my pajamas and dressing gown.
Ritual.
Ritual? I know a lot of people were executed here. Was it because of a ritual? A witch was burned here, wasn't she? She was, wasn't she? What's that? What the fuck was that? Was that you, Charles? Do you want me to go back to my room? Goodbye, Charles. It was really nice talking to you. But I don't think I can stay out here any longer.
Be careful.
What the fuck? I will. I'll be very careful. Thank you for the warning. Fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. Goodbye. Goodbye. All the lights are going on. That's it. I'm done. That's enough paranormal investigating tonight. Okay, this is very strange. Because for some reason, the TV is flashing. Or at least that red light is flashing. And it wasn't doing that before, so I don't know why it's doing it now. I've not touched the TV. I've never had it on this entire time. And for some reason, the red light is blinking. So after my paranormal investigation last night, I couldn't sleep. So I ended up performing Six the Musical to the Ghosts of Chillingham Castle. I really hope you all enjoyed. I really do. And having music blasting in my ears meant that I couldn't listen to any of the sounds around me, and I'm sure there were plenty. I did try and sleep. I might have got maybe an hour. I went to bed around about 4:30 a.m. and I was lying on my left side, but it felt like there was pressure on my right side. It just felt like a weight was on me, you know, and the blanket's not that heavy. But yeah, that was strange. There was the obvious noises and little bangs and stuff in the night, but yeah, I think I finally got to sleep around about maybe like 6-ish. It was getting later when I went to bed, and I feel like that made me feel a little bit more safer, so that's why I kind of fell asleep, was because it was getting a little bit light. Oh my gosh, one more night. I did go in the shower this morning, but the shower, it goes either really, really scalding hot to really, really bitter cold, and there's no in between. So I was just going in and out of it like this. You know, I really needed to wash my hair because my hair was awful. Now it feels nice, soft and smooth. But yeah, I feel refreshed. I feel good, even though I barely got any sleep. And I did end up finishing The Devil's Own Work last night. And it was good. It was good. I did like the writing style of it because it felt very classic, a little bit gothic. And the story was told, you know, in such a short amount of time that it never really felt like it dragged. I was expecting more. I was hoping for more as well. It didn't terrify me, even though, you know, I'm in a terrifying place right now. Saved by the Bell. There are some things about the description of the book that I gave you, and that's on the summary, that is a little bit different when you actually read it. I'll not say because spoilers, but things do unfold a little bit differently. You don't know whether or not to trust Edward, who is the guy who gets a manuscript from O.M. Tyrrell, who was the famed writer. And what's interesting as well, I didn't realise this, but it's not actually from Edward's perspective or anything. It's a friend of Edward's telling us the story, and it's observing Edward and what happened. And that was a really interesting angle, and it reminded me a little bit of, what was it called again? The Lake of the Dead that I read earlier this year. And I'm not surprised, actually. I think, yeah, it's published by the same publisher, Valancourt Books. So I'm not surprised it actually reminds me of that. There were some chilling moments. I'll give it that. There were some chilling moments, but it didn't outwardly terrify me. I'll probably give it like 4 stars though. Still, it was still really good, but I'm not finding the book of my dreams in this vlog. I really wanted like a terrifying book to read here and be a new favourite and discover it while I'm in this castle, but apparently that's not going to happen unless The Whistling by Rebecca Netley blows me away, which is what I'm going to be reading later tonight. I do have a live show with my patrons. We're going to be doing some reading sprints in this spooky haunted castle. So I'll start The Whistling during then. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish my coffee. I am going to go down to the hanging trees and explore the grounds of Chillingham Castle because I didn't do that yesterday. I also want to go to the nearby church too and check that out, visit this tomb that apparently doesn't look like it belongs there, and maybe even visit the tea room as well, see if they have any good foodage. Also, I haven't checked the twin room since last night, so the lamp will still be on and there, the curtains will still be closed. And actually, Gemma on Instagram said about, you know, the 11 dead flies being found in the twin room. One thing I thought with 11 is the number looks like a set of twins. And goddamn, she's right. She is right. 11, 1, 1, twins. That's what you get from 11. And those 11 dead flies were in the twin room. I mean, that number did increase. And I do want to say as well, like, it's odd because, again, the doors are closed, the windows are closed. I don't know how they're getting in. I mean, again, it is an old place, so they could, I don't know, maybe floorboards, although there's a carpet down, maybe the ceiling, I don't know, but I haven't heard a single one. And it's weird because it's the only place in this entire apartment where there are flies, dead flies. There aren't any in the master bedroom. At the windowsill, which is a bigger bedroom, it has, you know, bigger windows. No flies, none. It's just that one windowsill in the twin room. The other one in the twin room's fine. It doesn't have any dead flies on it. It's just that one windowsill. In fact, we might need to go now and check it out because I do want to turn the lamp off in that room and open the curtains. But yeah, we're going to do it together. I'm not doing it alone. Come on. I just want to see if the number has increased, if it's more than 14 now. See? Carpet. And also, I believe that cabinet is a little bit more open than last night when I left it. Can you imagine me trying to spend a night here? Right. This was the curtain. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's still 14 there. Oh, there's one dead fly over here. Anyway, let's finish our coffees and go exploring again. I know it's during the day, so it's not as scary, but I'm in the thick of the woodland where the hanging trees are. And yeah, you can barely see much, can you? It's like surrounded by fallen trees. Now, I know that I think there were 3 main hanging trees, and 2 of them, I believe, have fallen over. And I mean, I don't know for sure, but there are a couple of trees that have fallen over that look like they would have, I don't know, being used to hang people. Yeah, this is scary. So if there's anyone here right now, I know it's the middle of the day, so there's most likely not going to be any spirits here right now want to talk to me.
Turn it off.
The phone? Do you want me to turn the phone off? Would you like me to leave? I will leave if you want me to. Honestly, it doesn't take much convincing. Looks like the only thing they wanted to say to me was to just turn it off, so I'm going to respect their wishes and turn it off. Charles, Earl of Tankerville. Isn't Charles the name of the spirit that came through yesterday? He said his name was Charles. 1310. I wonder if this is it. The one that looks like it doesn't belong. Alright, and it's so faded. I can't make it out. Wait, that wasn't open before. That definitely wasn't open before. I haven't seen anyone come in. I'm pretty much in here by myself. And the gate's open. Time to go. Time to go. Should we go this way? Cobwebs. Squirrel. Bye, squirrel. Scared the life out of me again. Okay, I was checking the twin room, just cause I wanted to keep an eye on the fly situation. Now there's a swarm. There is a swarm of flies in the twin room. Like, I'm talking bloody loads. Bloody loads. And again, nowhere else in the apartment, just the twin room. There are so many of them, and they're so loud. And it's just that window over there. Oh, hang on. There's quite a few on this window too. Oh god, they're on the floor dead. There's so many of them. Like, there's way, way more than this morning. Oh my god. Oh, that was the last time I'm coming in this room. Chillingham Castle is closed for the day now, and I'm about to tuck into some food. I'm waiting for it to cool down. I thought I would wrap up what I did today, especially since I don't think I mentioned my trip to the hanging trees and my trip around the castle again, because honestly these flies are they are freaking me out. I know that they are a natural thing as well, like obviously like change in temperature, things like that. A lot of people reassured me on my Instagram story, so thank you so much. But when everything it adds up, it does feel so strange and weird, especially since again there's no other like fly anywhere in the entire apartment. It's just that room, and as you saw, not really just at that window anymore, it's like all of the windows in that room now, and there are so many. The floor has loads of dead flies on now, and all the ones on the windowsill, the ones that are still buzzing, still alive. I mean, I haven't been in there since the vlog update before, but I mean, if I went in there now, who knows, they might all be dead. But today I did go down to the hanging trees, and it was really nice. I went to the church, and you will have seen the kind of little investigation thing I did in the hanging trees. Literally, as soon as the reader said, turn it off, I was like, I don't want to piss anyone off. So I legged it. I could have stayed longer. And tried to get more out of it, but I know when to give up. Well, my third night, yeah, I know when to give up. But then I went through the castle again. Well, I went to the tea room first, and it was so nice. So nice. The service was so lovely, and it was such a quaint and cute little kind of tea place. I had a cheese savoury sandwich and coffee, which was lovely. So yeah, I went through the castle again. I went to the King Edward room again, which is, I think, probably my favourite room in the castle. And there were some other people there, and they mentioned that there are so many flies on the window there. It looked like there were a dozen or more trying to get in. And there were other ones in the other window too. There was one up at the top over the balcony, and one that was down on the floor by where we were standing. And so the guy who worked there was actually like, that is a bit strange actually. There must be some kind of dead bird or something, because honestly, it looked like something out of a horror movie. And I don't know if my camera footage reflects it very well, but he actually let us go up. You're not allowed up there. Regular visitors aren't allowed up on the balcony, but he let us go up with him while he investigated, and he couldn't find anything. He couldn't find any dead birds or rats or anything. So we were up there and the buzzing was just so loud, and these flies just looked like they were just trying so hard and so desperately to get in. It's almost like the flies in the twin room are like desperate to get out, and I'm just like, but how did they get in the first place? So I'm really thankful that the flies aren't anywhere else but in that room. I've closed that room off. I might go in one more time to check it later on, but at the minute, no. I'm about to do sprints, I think. How long? In 20 minutes, I'm doing sprints with my patrons. So, yeah, I'm sure we're going to have a blast. They're going to help me through this. And we're going to get all the reading done as well. I really want to at least start the whistling. I really want to, like, try and maybe finish this as well, but I don't know if I will. So, yeah, I'm going to eat my food before it gets cold, and I will check in with a reading update. Who knew? Okay, now this is the last time I check on the flies because I've just gone live with my patrons, started our first sprint, and I just wanted to see if they were still alive. So I checked on them. All of the flies are dead now. It's only been about 2 hours, and now all of the flies are dead. This is the last time I come in this room, I promise. There's not one single buzzing sound at all. They're on the floor. They're even on the bed. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Look. Oh, there's still a couple that are alive, but only a couple. Oh god, oh fucking hell, swear to fucking god, somebody just grabbed my foot from under the bed. Oh. Right, I'm swear to God, I'm never going in that room again. That was the end of it. Fucking hell. Oh God, I just feel like there's things on me. Oh, what the fuck was that? I'm either really brave or really stupid, because I'm about to go into the twin room again. Me. I'm never going in that room again. Also me. Goes into that room again. Only because this is going to be the final time there was that many dead flies in there that I just want to know what's up. What is up in that room? You know? And I'm still currently on sprints. We are currently sprinting. We have about 35 minutes left on the sprint. So I feel safe knowing that my patrons are there. Knowing that there's, well, virtually there. Let's investigate again. Hello? Hello? Me again. I just thought, while I had you, I would come in and see if anything was up. I have a few questions, if you don't mind answering. One of them being, why all the flies? I'm hearing a lot of movement in here. Oh. I definitely hear something over here. Gosh, so many dead flies on the windowsill. Is there anyone here with me right now? Just let me know. Do you want me to come closer? Cannot get over how many dead flies there are.
Don't leave.
Okay, I'm fucking leaving. I'm so sorry, but I gotta go. Well, I looked on Uber. There are no cars available to take me home. So it looks like I'm stuck here for one final night. I feel like if I just ignore them, you know, like the noises I hear, it's a bit like bullies, you know. If you just ignore it, you don't give them power. And I feel like that's what's happening with these ghosts. I'm getting myself all worked up. And I think it's just, if I keep paying attention to it, it'll just give it more power. So I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to try and do happy things. I don't think I'm going to read any more of this. I mean, I'm enjoying it, honestly. I love the atmosphere. I am 6 chapters in. Literally all I could read in the sprints until I went into the room again. After that, I was like, I can't read now. I'm just too paranoid and scared. I keep looking at the hallway. I need to stop looking, but I just can't stop looking in the hallway. I'm not going to be reading anymore, so that's the reading done of this video, and I will check back in the morning, see how I get on, and if anything else happens during the night. See, back in April, I left the cabin like a day early, and I don't want to leave the castle early, and I can't anyway. I can't, even if I wanted to, and I do. I mean, I'm so glad I did my Patreon reading sprints. It just felt great having that social interaction with people who are alive, even though I got a huge scare during it as well. Shannon, I wish I could take you in there with me, but as soon as I take the laptop over there, it cuts out. The Wi-Fi doesn't reach that far. Fucking hell, oh my God. But honestly, my nerves are shot. My nerves are absolutely shot. And I'm paranoid. And I'm scared. I am officially scared. It's currently 4:08 a.m. Thought I would check in, since I am essentially doing an all-nighter as my final night here. This is definitely the coldest it's ever been in this apartment. I am freezing. I don't have the balls to go to the master bedroom. I'm even scared of the master bedroom now as well. I'm too scared to even go in there to get the duvet. I just don't even want to go that far into the apartment. It's a struggle going to the toilet because it's right next to the twin room. But I can't hold it, so I have to keep going. I don't think this is paranormal, but I've been non-stop shitting since I've got here. I can't read. I've been editing this vlog to give me some kind of joy because I do love editing, so it's been giving me some joy. I've made myself a midnight snack. I've made myself a 4 a.m. snack, as well as made another coffee. And I know what you're thinking, Gav, you did this to yourself. Are you proud? Are you happy with yourself? The answer is yes. Yes, I am. As scared as I am, I'm just counting down the fact that it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 5 or 6 hours before I get out of here. And I don't mean to scare myself even more, but while I was editing the vlog and I was talking about John Sage and I was calling him all the names under the sun, I just got so much colder. There are legends about John Sage as well, that even his name has power. This spectre is considered the most evil ghost in all of Britain. Some say even knowing his name is dangerous. I just can't help but think about the flies and how flies usually surround decaying bodies, and the fact that John Sage was responsible for so many deaths and dead bodies. I just can't help but think. I don't even want to say it out loud. He had a nickname as well. He was called John Dragfoot Sage. He would sometimes be called Dragfoot because he would drag his feet, so you can literally hear him coming. I'm going to go back to editing because it does make me happy. you know what? There's a small part of me that's actually going to really miss being here. And the castle itself, absolutely fantastic. Love it so much. I don't think I could ever tire from exploring it. Staying in this apartment by myself though for 3 nights, I didn't sleep at all. I did not sleep at all last night. Not even 1 hour. Not one measly hour. I stayed awake the entire time. And I couldn't get a single thing read either. I really was on edge. And I only have maybe like 2 hours left in this apartment. And it couldn't come soon enough. But also, again, I am going to miss it. This vlog sucked as a reading vlog. I read crap. Actually, the whistling, from what I'd read so far, was actually pretty good. I didn't get any more progress after reading what I did in the live reading sprints with my patrons. I just couldn't get anything else read. I just edited the vlog. So I guess, Lady B, this is the end of the vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to give this video a big like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave all the comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this vlog. What did you think of the ghostly things that happened as well? Do you believe it? Do you disbelieve it? Tell me everything in the comments. A huge thank you again to the sponsor of this video, Serious Readers. Don't forget all the information for Serious Readers and how to get a reading night with them using my offer code Gavin15. The link is down in the description box, so do check it out. A huge thank you as well to my patrons. I love you guys so much. Your support means the world to me, and it's your support that helps me make videos like this as well. So if you'd like to try my Patreon or follow me on any social media, then all the links are down in the description box. But yeah, I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye!